I honestly think Crit has proven that Klinks is actually a pretty decent hero. He's kind of defined what you build. We've been seeing like the Orchid Nullifier, Blink, BKB type build on Klinks now. You get the permanent damage from your Q. I think the only weakness Klinks has is wave clear, and that's completely solved by Wyvern, Underlord, and TA.
Yeah.
So I think he's really enabled to do what he wants to do this game on Klinks, and he's also pretty good in laning against Abaddon. They have no real playmakers on him in the laning stage. Like, you're only afraid in the laning stage on this hero. And now you have PL.
Oh, I don't know about this hero against Underlord.
It's the same thing against Underlord. Damage issues out the wazoo.
Yeah.
For fighting
I feel like a Crimson Pipe Underlord counters this entire strat.
Yeah.
There's just like serious damage problems. So I'm a bit concerned about that.
It is really good against the TA Klinks cores. The PL is very good. But I'm telling you, the reason why I love Underlord this patch is because every other carry other than Slark that I've picked it into has felt so powerful. And they could even consider Radiance if they want to, if they think they really need to deal with this PL.
Sure.
Just because they really have no damage for him. That's the problem I have. They have all the tank ability they need. So if they can just end the game fast enough, then you don't have to worry about killing him. But if you have that late game way to deal with them too, then that's better.
I think an honorable mention in this game as well. I feel like Miracle has played Klinks less than 5 times ever in Pro Dota.
Okay.
I feel like it's pretty rare, and it should be him playing it because I'm guessing the TA will go to Weehaw again.
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting to see. Miracle historically is one of the carry players that has played the most heroes. His hero pool is just never ending, and they're not scared of pulling one out of the bag. He does have this occasional game where you can tell that it's not one of his 10 best. So I'm curious to see if the Klinks game will show a little bit of questionable decision making, or if he's just in his element here.
I honestly think both lineups are pretty solid, but I really like what Team Nigma did here. They're bringing out heroes that I haven't seen too much that I think are underrated, and I'm really excited to see them prove that they're actually
I like their lineup.
Yeah, I like it.
Talk to me. Game 1, we talked about team fight, taking the right ones and not being able to do it on your own terms. Game 2, we saw the team fight from Nigma out of this world. For what we've seen in this draft, who has that advantage in team fight?
If Team Nigma's allowed to group before the 30-minute mark, they won't be able to kill anybody on the side of Fighting Pandas. I'm telling you, Underlord with the auras is
Underlord with Pipe this game
they can't
ruins them.
Yeah.
So they need to destroy Underlord in lane. I think that's the key to this game.
Yeah.
If you shut that guy down, you have a chance in the mid game. It has to be it's goal number 1.
Well, it is about that time. Game 3, one team is going to be facing elimination soon. Will it be FP or will it be Enigma? Let's go to our casters for this deciding Game 3.
Thank you, Rob. Yes, this Game 3, everything on the line here for these two teams now in this first series for them. Let's see who can come out on top. Game 2 did not look too hot at all from Fighting Pandas, whose Team Nigma seemed to step up to the level that I think a lot of people were expecting to see from them, at least in this series. The question is Game 3. Fighting Pandas, they have made changes. It's not going to be 4 of the same heroes that they did in Game 1. They're trying something a little different. The question is it going to be any good, Lizard?
I mean, they're trying a completely different approach, and I think they needed to, because Kuro actually left that draw in the pool.
He did?
He left it and just picked the Wyvern, and he was like, all right, go pick it. Instead of picking it, it was Envy and the boys that banned it out. They were like, nah, we're not getting trapped.
No, I don't want to play against a Wyvern Drow. I mean, even without the Drow, it's still a very good sort of a physical DPS lineup, right? You look at Enigma, you have this Venge, and then finishing off with the two,
obviously.
Then the TA, and then the two permanent damage builder-ups. The builder-up as the Underlord and the Klinks. These guys, they're that infinite scaling.
I think it's really important for Bryle to pop off.
Okay.
Like, that Storm needs to do a lot this game, and even if he does, even if they win the mid game somehow, Panel has said it. I don't see the damage to take down Underlord.
No.
He's going to be such a problem as long as he itemizes properly. But what is proper itemization? I love the Pipe Crimson. I also love the Atos on him.
I think, yeah, absolutely.
Like,
especially against the Storm.
Pit of Malice, Atos, same against the Storm and the PL as well. It works so well. Radiance as well that BSJ mentioned. I believe that's an amazing item too versus PL.
If you can get away with it.
Yeah, if you can get away.
on the greedier side of
things. Usually you don't have to go for that because you have enough damage. You have Klinks and TA. You don't really need that Radiance. However, you do have 2 pretty squishy cores on your safe lane and mid lane, right? So there is a chance that eventually, if they're out of position, they just die to the PL and the Storm, and the Underlord is ignored. One of the best ways to play against him, if you can't deal with him, is you just ignore him. You deal with everyone else, and then you come back to him.
No, I mean, as Brian said, and as you were saying, Underlord definitely a very strong hero. I believe when I was looking at some of the stats before coming into this event, in terms of at least in pubs, in high-level play, his hero has like a 58% win rate, a very high win rate. It's very, very strong at the moment. I don't think the same can be said for like a hero like Clinkz, though. So I'm very interested to see what Team Nigma do with the Clinkz, because this is a hero that, you would have asked me before this event, what are we going to be seeing played a lot? Would not, absolutely not been one of the heroes that I would have expected to really see at all.
They picked Dark Ward in the first game. It's also a hero that isn't really picked at all, and now they go with the Clinkz as well.
I feel like probably, sort of testing things out a little bit. As I said, everything's not really on the line of this series. They will have another chance. It is just the groups. But yeah, we'll see what the plan is from Nigma. Obviously feeling confident after that game 2. And yeah, here we have a game 3, some Miracle Clinkz.
I think they, again, have, like in that game 1, they have 2 glass cannons in TA and Clinkz. At the same time, though, they have a different lineup overall. You have 2 saves, you have Winter Wyvern to counter-initiate, you have Vengeful to swap you, and you have that tanky beast in front in the form of Underlord.
Yeah.
Much more rounded up lineup than in that game 1.
Yeah, we'll see. As I say, so of course, for those who may not have kept up with the patch notes, Clinkz has been revised once again. It was a couple of months back when we had the big old patch come through. You're looking at the queue. You're making plays. You're getting that buff up of the extra health and having that armor debuff, and obviously getting the kills with that debuff on an enemy will grant you that +5 permanent damage. Downside, of course,
+5.
The ult. I'm pretty sure the ult it
does nothing.
It does. Wow. Basically,
gives you vision.
24%, 26%, 28% base damage on each of the skeletons. It's not very scary. Skeletons, they're meant to be spooky. Clinkzes, they're not really very spooky at all. But we'll see what Miracle could do. Here, starting off with the top lane. They'll force back Fighting Pandas here. Zowie did his best to get up and trying to get their hands on those runes. The mid lane matchup, Brawl, Storm. Brian said it on the panel down the road. He's definitely going to have to watch out for the way he zips in against the route available from the Underlord. But elsewise, would you say there's space for the Storm to have a good time this game?
I think there is. He can do well. I don't think the TA... I mean, even if the TA does crush him in the lane, he can still go jungle and recover, right? So it's not big of a problem. What's important is that he creates enough space for this PL to start joining fights later on.
Down bottom here, the early levels have moved.
He is yoink.
He's able to just snipe out the courier there from GH as GH was bringing it in GH was able to snipe the courier out of Moon.
And he might get him.
I think GH, they're going to get the kill on Moon for that. So there we have it.
Not only does he get the courier, he also baits him in a bad position so that they get the first blood. But at least he has no courier, so he's back in the fountain. He can buy his stuff.
He can get the items out.
He's kind.
All going to plan, I'm sure, for Moon. Yeah, first blood for Nigma down on the bottom lane. And definitely laying at the, how do you sort of rate the pressure that Underlord and Wyvern can put on?
I think they can do a lot.
Yeah.
But there is the Lich with a lot of mangoes that's going to continue spamming them out. So PL should be able to have some farm early on. They shouldn't be able to completely zone him out. And you can see that happening right now. GH might even fall here. There you go. Oh, one more hit.
He's actually out.
He's out.
He's got the wings out. He's able to get into the trees. And they cannot quite chase him down. Playing around as well. They're keeping the South going. Now able to turn as he hits level 2.
Man,
Splinter Blast out onto Moon.
Moon got outplayed hard there. He tried to go for that Nova 2 or 3 times. GH was just joking in the trees, losing that vision. And he brought down Lich to 30% of his HP, even though it was GH that was in problems at the beginning.
Yeah, very good trade from GH in terms of not dying and doing so much damage in response.
As you can see on the mid lane, Brawl is actually doing very well. 15-1 versus 10-0 on TA. He's winning this lane right now. I think this lane, long time ago, TA had an advantage. It's not necessarily the same any longer. Storm can outfarm or be even with the TA.
Yeah, I think so, right, with the Remnants and such. You're just one of those heroes that's able to shove the lane and get the creeps in a position where you can drop the nukes, guarantee CS.
He had also a very good block at the start.
Farm for Envy at the moment, still taking quite a hit. 8 CS here.
Yeah.
One of the cores, well, the core suffering the most at the moment in these early few minutes of laning.
At this point, I think he suffers the most. Mind Control got level 3, GH has level 3, probably level 2 Splinter Blast too, and this is pretty much the time in the game in which Envy takes way too much damage from the harassment.
He's going to have to spend a fair bit of money keeping the regen out on him down on the bottom lane. As top lane, Miracle. Also, you know, not necessarily having an amazing time with the CS, but getting to the point where he can, with the two of them, just harass back the dual lane of Fighting Pandas, maybe even threaten a kill. See down bottom, GH was able to kill off Moon. Top lane, Snaking, he's trying to go for the aggression on Miracle. It's actually going to pay off. The two of them get in the face of the Clinks, take him down. Kuro cannot find Snaking either.
Kuro might fall as well.
He's burning as well. Owie. One more hit.
More.
May just do it. Oh, no, but he's got the Fairy Fire prepared. Kuro will survive.
I actually noticed a significant increase in Fairy Fire purchases on supports and, of course, early on in the game. You get more damage now, so it's a pretty solid item. It's more expensive, but it's still fine. GH.
A little bit of an attempt to close the gap on the Wyvern, but hard to get past Mind Control. As he can stand and trade hits back very, very confidently. They are doing a great job with the spam down here, Nigma, just keeping both Envy and Moon very low.
It's very difficult for Envy to farm.
That was his last tango now as well, so entirely out of regen, Envy.
Middle tower is under attack.
At least what's happening is you're playing versus a Wyvern and an Underlord, right? So because of their AoE spells, they will be constantly pushing in and you will be able to farm under the tower. One thing that Nigma did not do so far, at least very well, is side pull. They're pushing in, but they're not side pulling. So Envy is still getting creeps under the tower and a lot of experience too. Maybe they could utilize that side pull a little bit more. Oh, another kill from GH.
Yeah, he's able to find Moon there, who was trying to play around with the pull.
He was very low though. He was playing with 10% HP. GH just sniped him out.
Looks like he didn't even need to use the Splinter Blast, just sort of right-clicked him down with the burn.
They should be pushing now, as it's the catapult wave, right? So they will try to preserve it for a little bit longer to pressure the tier 1.
Dire structures are fortified.
And for the struggles that Fighting Pandas are having down bottom, top lane at least, you know, Snaking, he's getting free farm on the Abaddon.
30 CS, not
So-
really contested. Also got that kill on Miracle. Mid lane is doing fairly well for them too, 45 CS on Storm.
We'll see what sort of build Brawl wants to go for on the Storm, if it's going to be anything like the Kaya straight into a Bloodstone, or if he does want to go for the Kaya Orchid build and start making plays himself with the Silence. That's bottom. Again, Moon just using all his mana to try and spam out Mind Control's Underlord. But Mind Control's prepared with salves. Again, Envy's had to have that extra stack of tangos taken out to him.
They did a really good job versus this Lich on the lane, but Lich is such a pain to play against right now. He stacks up 9 mangoes in his inventory and just spams Nova on you. They're so beefy here. You have Abaddon and Jakiro, they have 1000 HP each. Even with the minus armor, even with Clinks hitting you super hard from distance, it's very difficult for them to die.
And definitely, these lanes, I think, yeah, the Clinks is still going to be the big question mark on Nigma's side, because Fighting Pandas, they got great ways to close the gap. You know, we saw earlier them getting away with that kill. You know, with this Abaddon having such a good start and Brawl having a good time as well, you've got these two heroes that are going to be able to just run or zip him down.
With Ice Path.
Ice Path onto the two of them. Kuro will fall. They do lose Snaking, so a trade in favor of Nigma this time round. Miracle's trying to chase.
They might get him.
One more hit will do it. He's trying to juke it out. The Illusion is after him.
Illusion will give the vision, or perhaps even take him down. Let's see.
Oh, but of course with the respawn coming in, the Illusion will disappear.
Very close.
So Aoi will survive.
But I completely agree with you. They have these gap closers in PL and the Storm, right? And then you have the follow-up from Abaddon to help you out.
Yeah, lots of ways to run down a Clinkz that, for the most part, is going to want to sort of stand his position and get the damage out. He'll have to constantly be sort of ducking and diving outside the fights with the Skeleton Warp, which you can only do so much.
You can see that the tier 1 on this bottom lane is on 90% HP. Oh, Snaking.
Actually getting the chance to stick and pop a shield here.
Has ulti now. Is turning the right play, though.
He's got Aoi by his side. He throws out the dust to slow down Miracle. So Miracle did actually pop a Skeleton Walk trying to catch up for the kill.
Middle tower is under attack.
Kiro rotating back mid.
Hard to make a play on Weehar though, especially with the trap set up around this area.
And the DD on him, so...
Yeah. So if anything, just acting as a deterrent in case Weehar got ideas about diving.
I love how he's doing this. He's not farming his side of the map. He's controlling the rune and at the same time farming the Radiant jungle, right? Preventing Storm from having that camp for himself.
Yeah, very, very important. Like to do against heroes like Storm, who, you know, one of the reasons why they can get that big boost of farm early game is the way that they can take those two neutral camps close to the mid lane very, very easily.
But the Storm has to be the active one. We talked about this. The Underlord will not be stopped on the bottom lane by the PL. PL needs to farm in the jungle. Moon Meander just needs to die here. That's it.
Another kill for the two of them.
He was insolent. He tried to defend versus an Underlord and the Wyvern and he fell. But this is good.
Bryle makes the move on to Miracle. He's dusted up, cannot escape.
Exactly.
Very, very nice. 9 minutes in. It's an early rotation from the Storm, but you know, if he sees these sort of chances to make these plays, it's hard for Nigma to sort of answer.
He might be dead here.
They get the drag back. Envy's there as well to offer up the extra bit of damage. Lance is down. Sentry as well. Weehar, he's running. He's got the refraction back up, but very easy for them to keep up
the heal.
top. They do get the curse.
What? Oh, it was an illusion.
Oh,
it was a heal illusion,
he
so it
did. So it
disappeared.
instantly fell away, and that attempt from GH not successful.
Keen Optic, by the way, pretty good item for him to get.
I mean, as long as you curse the right target.
As long as you don't use it on illusions.
I mean, obviously a hard play for him to call.
Maybe
very
if he
hard for
didn't,
him to read which was the real PL.
Maybe if he didn't have the item, the illusion would have disappeared by the time he got there.
True.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Neutral items messing up plays. But no, two back-to-back great moves from Pandas. Getting aggressive on Miracle, getting aggressive on Weehar. And you see that, well, the movements of Lich. You know, Moon, he's been feeling very safe down on the bottom. Not too safe, as he has lost his life a few times.
Yeah, but you do that sometimes.
You know,
right?
you're not the most mobile of supports, right, as a Lich. You're there, you're picked to keep your safe lane very, very safe. For as safe as you can against a Wyvern Underlord lane.
And once the Underlord continues pushing and your PL is out, you just try to delay the tower push as long as possible.
Another dive, and should be another kill. Bryle,
with that
for the second time, seeing an opportunity to play aggressive on the top lane and gets away with it.
With that Kaya, that was an easy kill. But they need bigger targets, right? You need Miracle, you need TA. However, if you kill that Vengeful, you can turn that into a tier 1 push.
I mean, Nigma is very heavily committing here to try and take this tier 1 tower. They've got the three of them. GH is there with the backup and save in case one of his cores gets gone upon. And they'll take it. Tier 1 tower in the mid lane's down. Nigma find an objective with no answer really at all other than Snaking's presence. They had no interest in trying to hold that Pandas.
Underlord is kind of doing the same thing. He is playing around this bottom lane, pushing in the tier 2 and farming the jungle. So they are finding a lot of farm on this map. GH.
Miracle. He's going to be able to get the wraparound behind the tower, and Aoi is gone. TPs will come in. GH is falling low. Miracle's got to try and escape this one. Got the help of the magic missile from Kuroki to try and stop it. Yeah, he gets the courier. He may not get out though. Snaking is already on top of him. Nigma still trying to take this fight as it's a little split up. Snaking's going to look to deal with Kuro. They have lost Moon. Kuro also able to continue to run away. Snaking cannot spend any more time trying to finish off the kill.
I think Bryle needed to rotate there, right, towards that bottom lane. Now that he's here,
confident.
though.
This DD, I mean, in the bottle. He could try for further plays. Miracle's going to look to scout them out with the Skeleton Walk.
He can't really go for Storm because of Abaddon, right?
Yeah, I mean, he can't really go for Abaddon because of the borrowed time.
Exactly. You can't make a play there.
No, I think it's probably in his best interest not to show here, Miracle.
Also, one of the reasons why these sneaky heroes aren't picked as much as before are the sentry wards, right? And these choke points that are constantly sentryed. It's hard for Clinkz to just run into your base undetected, into your side of the map, that is. But overall, a close game, right?
It is at the moment. Both teams trying for plays here. And indeed, Miracle not going to show quite yet. He's going to continue to stay on top of Brawl. Knows that Brawl's a little low on mana, but yeah, not low enough really for Miracle to see an opportunity to go. It is a level 11 Storm. Brawl, top net worth. You have to be careful how you poke at him.
And he's going to have that shrine to work with. Perhaps after he uses it, he might be on the hunt himself instead. I think this is the closest game in the series so far. I think both of these teams have ways of winning it. Just as long as they play to their strengths and play when they reach their power spikes.
Envy.
Brawl, run stop.
Envy might be able to get involved as well here. I mean, that's if Brawl gives him the time to get in. Mind Control very ambitiously trying for the rift out of there. There is no chance he's getting away with that one. Brawl.
What did we say? They have no damage for the Underlord?
At this point in the game, they certainly do. Even with the hood, it's not enough to save him. Mid lane, Miracle finds the opportunity to take down Moon. Will just be a support kill, nothing more. Chain Frost was thrown out in time from Moon to stop Nigma from being able to catch a further target. Snaking's able to easily walk away with the borrowed time.
It's still only plus 15 damage on Miracle. I think that's also an important thing to look at. And Envy is finding space.
He is. He's going for some smart positions on the map. Always reading where Fighting Pandas aren't and not being caught out at all, really.
Fighting Pandas, they're pretty much afraid to move in their own jungle. Unless they do it like this. Unless they smoke up and try to reclaim it together.
Let's see what Nigma can find. Have their eyes around this mid lane. Fighting Pandas rather split up at this point. They may get a catch here as Snaking, but Snaking, will show at the tier 2. They would have to dive an Abaddon underneath a tier 2 tower with borrowed time. There may be reactions if they do try for this. They're sure they have 4 of them, but again, you feel it here. It's a very awkward target to commit on, and they certainly don't want to.
He's next to tier 2. Yeah. He's next to the tier 2. Yeah, you don't want to go on Abaddon. It's just the worst possible target for you to go on.
So not finding anything there with that smoke plate.
You can see the Radiant wards are... Actually, there's one ward directly in their jungle. It's just keeping tabs on these movements from Nigma. And because of that, they're just playing in the dire jungle or around it.
Yeah, and I like this as well from Brawl. He's feeling confident this game, knows that he can go for the Kaya straight into the full Bloodstone, especially with the heroes that he has around him, having that save potential from both Moon on his Lich, Snaking on the Abaddon. As long as Brawl doesn't dive too deep and too far away from the rest of the team, Snaking and Moon, they're going to be able to have his back covered and make sure that he can get in, get out, and get these easy kills that he's been able to find so far. At the moment, if he gets on top of heroes like Kuro, he's able to take them out before there's time for Nigma to do anything about it.
I'm just waiting for Glimmer on GH and a couple of bracers on Vengeful Spirit. That's going to make it a little bit easier for them to survive. But Kuro...
There we have. Now, these are these easy kills I'm talking about. But anytime he finds Kuroki at the moment, that is a very free kill for the Storm.
GH is in problems perhaps as well. There is a shrine there and mind control, so...
It's a little too deep for Fighting Pandas to step in.
They're going to move back now.
Play it safe, buy some more time for Brawl to get that Bloodstone completed.
So far, Brawl has been on point. I'm just thinking, like, what will his item progression be like after the Bloodstone? Because he needs to find a way to deal with the Pit of Malice and the rules that they've got.
For sure, I feel like he's got to get something defensive, right? It may just be the BKB.
I think it's definitely a good option. He left an item, Dragon Scale. He just left it there. He didn't.
Wait, Envy?
Yeah, it's just there in the creep camp.
Oh, that's a nice one as well. What, 5 HP regen, 5 armor, and a little bit of tick damage on your right clicks.
Yeah, if Nigma finds it, that would be pretty good for them.
Mind control. Oh, maybe with the Winter's Curse he can live. The Macropyre is burning. Bryle locked down momentarily. He's going to go quickly for the zip into trees and look for the escape. Aui will also try for the TP. Envy.
He's like, where's my item? Wait, guys.
And what we had, so Bryle did get out. And I think, is Aui going to be safe as well? His TP's nearly done.
I'm not sure.
Not quite sure if there was anything here to cancel it. But still, it seems to be sort of the story of this game. Even though the farm is close, you know, Nigma very much the ones that have been sort of scrambling to find kills. But Fighting Pandas are doing a very good job at avoiding it. Whereas you look at Fighting Pandas' side, you know, Bryle, he's keeping up in farm because he's getting away with these pickoffs. He's getting in,
kills, yeah.
getting these kills on the supports. And even in that time, he nearly killed Mind Control again. Mind Control was very lucky that the backup was in town from Kuro and the gang. But even then, they cannot turn and kill Bryle. Bryle's able to get away. They cannot fully punish him for these plays that he's making at the moment.
Perhaps if Mind Control itemized in a way in which he goes for Crimson first, it would be a little bit more difficult for them to take him down. He went for Hood, but still, you have to get both of these items because they have mixed damage. They have magical
need both
and
for
physical.
Sure. Absolutely against this PL team. Both items are going to be very invaluable for Mind Control to find if he gets the chance to farm them up.
This map looks like Bukovo right now, like the ski resort that we're in. Yeah, very, very murky today here.
We haven't got quite as many dragons, unfortunately, here in Bukovo.
I'm a drag. Never mind.
Oh, yeah, sorry I do apologise for the mild pause. I'll have a look over my shoulder, see what's going on. Looks like we have the admin team all checking out the situation. Looks like it's all sort of smiles at the moment on Fighting Pandas, so they're not feeling too bad. I'll have a look over this side of Team Nigma. A little bit of a more serious disposition on the players over there, though. No smiles for Nigma at the moment. Yep. They do get Aui, so Aui was unable to TP out in time. They get something for it, but yeah, still not the big kills. Bryle's getting away every time.
Clinkz is going for the medallion into Maelstrom into Hex straight. He knows exactly what he wants, and I like that Hex pickup specifically versus the Storm Spirit. You need that catch.
Yeah. Medallion helps you with the kills, with the objectives. Maelstrom helps you with the farm, and you're going to need that farm. You're going to hope for the Hex.
Where did he go?
Moon did disappear. I mean, this is, that's the physical output coming together. The TA Venge,
medallion,
and Clinkz.
yeah.
You are going to delete these heroes.
Snaking.
He's got the borrowed time to rely on. Bryle, again, perfectly finding these solo kill potentials. GH is going to freeze himself. It won't save him. Snaking does get dragged back. Borrowed time's down, and he will fall.
That might be a bigger kill. Will they try for Roche perhaps after that? They have the
They've
damage.
got a great lineup for
armor,
it.
yeah.
They really do. There's, every reason to do so with the Deso and things. Well, I mean, at least in Weeha's mind, looks like the rest of the team say no.
Yeah, he
We're
has
not
one
doing
idea.
it. They're not done killing. They'll look for the wraparound up top, get moved.
Bryle.
I mean, can they get Bryle? He's so hard to find. And Bryle, he's zipping in and having a poke at them. He feels very strong. With the Pupil's Gift and the Bloodstone, he's got 2,300 HP. This is a relatively tanky Storm for
But
18
what about the
minutes
rest of them? The rest of them, they're just dying. They're finding targets and killing them off. Jakiro, Lich, Underlord as well died a couple of times. But these heroes from Fighting Pandas, it's only the Storm that's been able to evade the death.
Yeah, both teams' supports are sort of having a rough time at the moment. Very vulnerable to the opposition carries. But here we have the Roche. Anyone in the neighborhood to try for a big steal play doesn't look like it.
I don't think you go for this as a Storm,
I
right?
mean, you wouldn't want to see a big zip.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it, but you're right. It's not going to happen. They'll get that Roche for free. Nigma getting the Aegis for Weeha.
He's going for an aggressive build. After the Bloodstone, he's queued up an Orchid.
All right.
Perhaps this is the way.
I mean, as we said, as long as he's got sort of the shield save from snaking, he can't, he doesn't have to worry too much about being rooted and such. There will be a way for him to get out of it.
Yeah, what's happening in Envy Land, though? I haven't seen him anywhere close these
farming
fights
away.
for
We
such
see
a
what,
long time.
In terms of gold, he's keeping himself well ahead of Miracle, for example. Miracle definitely the carry, suffering the most at the moment on his Clinkz. He didn't have sort of an amazing time in lane. It was pretty average, and when it comes to getting the kills, they haven't quite propelled him back up to the gold. At least you're seeing on heroes like Bryle Storm. Bryle Storm still stealing the show at the moment.
They needed that. They needed Bryle to completely pop off in the mid game, and he has done just that. Now it's on the Envy to show up with the necessary farm to seal the deal.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
A bit of an attempt here from Flying. Panda, Fighting Panda, sorry.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
To get
got
something
Miracle.
here. They're going to try for it. Bryle goes for the backlines. GH, he's already used the curse onto Moon. Bryle was able to avoid it. Bryle does want to get out, though, as Nigma now returning the aggression with the full lineup coming in with the TPs. They'll get Moon. Snaking goes for the Baratine TP
Good
out.
swap.
Akuro's there with the swap. Vision was out from that trap, and they were able to cancel the TP. Get 2 kills out of that one. Miracle. With those kills, you know, that is going to climb him back up the board.
They go top.
Getting that,
with
yeah.
the Underlord, and then they smoke up instantly. This move is really hard to read. Unless you have a ward, it's like you're at a loss. You think they're coming from bottom, but they're coming from top.
Starting to build up that permanent damage. Miracle with these kills he's getting involved in.
Oh, they saw Miracle. There was a sentry there. Counter smoke. Right, Envy is ready.
And a
Wants to
play
fight.
while Snakey's there, so they may not expect this. They'll jump straight away on a Miracle. Miracle's got
Delete
Ice
it.
Buff. Magpie's out. Bro jumps in onto Weehar. They drag it back with a Sinister Gaze. Weehar falls as well. Bryle's still alive and good to go. They're looking for a second chance. This Bryle, another zip, keeps himself alive, gets away as Weehar comes back to life after the Aegis.
Nice attempt to cancel that wind-up from Ball Lightning with a swap, but just wasn't there. The damage wasn't there.
Still not quite able to get this storm though. Bryle goes where he wants, where he wishes.
Dire's middle tower
Item timing still flying in for Weehar, very much keeping up
are fortified.
with the size of Bryle this game. As you saw there, another very impressive timing with his Desolator. Bryle, I mean, each and every one of these kills, getting him towards that Orchid, did in the end pick up that Dragon Scale. So I was like, it's this tanky stuff. 2,300 HP, 16 armor, 21 minutes in. I mean, you're seeing it already. You know, Bryle, a lot of the times, if you don't have like these you know, the pupils given the Dragon Scale, one route, and you're probably, you're going to get very close to dying. But Bryle, he's got a lot of power to work with.
He's much tankier than a normal Storm at this
Yeah.
part of the game. Not only because of the neutral items, but because of the fact that he has had such an amazing start to the game.
Oh, for
the
sure.
laning stage and all the pickoffs. And we're slowly reaching that part of the game in which Phantom Lancer is also becoming a problem.
Yeah, and he's getting the items. He's getting the farm, he's getting the items, he's getting the space. Some of the space is at the expense of sort of Snaking's life, or I say that actually. They will try and throw out the Chain Frost, bouncing around here. Snaking's actually going to get the safety to get out of it by the looks of it. He's got the shield, as he's running. The army can't quite finish him, it cannot. The Malice will catch him, but another shield is up. Snaking, he's going to get away by the looks of it. They tried their best to chase him, but they couldn't quite finish him off. This time, Snaking will live.
Great play by Snaking, by Jakiro and Lich. Ice Pad that helped out quite a lot, catching 2 of them. Then the Frost Shield, obviously, from Lich, and Snaking juked them out very well.
Yeah, it looked like, I wonder if maybe Weehar could have got that if he popped the trap a little earlier. I guess he was waiting to build it up,
Middle tower is under
but not quite
attack.
getting it when it was just, he was right on top of it. So time was there for the shield to come back off cooldown.
Maybe he was waiting for the shield usage first.
Yeah, I
perhaps,
guess
or
felt
something like
confident in
that.
mind
Yeah.
control having to set up with the pit,
Yep.
but it didn't work out. Top lane Bryle, can they kill this man? I don't think they can. They definitely cannot. Bryle is out every single time.
They need attacks. They're not gonna kill him until they get the attacks on the flanks.
And Bryle's a huge scare now. He has the completed Orchid done.
This basically means that he can jump on top of Winter Wyvern without even worrying that he's gonna get Winter's Cursed or that GH is gonna save himself with Cold Embrace.
Enigma's got to be so close how they show their heroes on the map now.
Dire's
So careful.
is under
Clinks
attack.
as well, right? He's also in a problem. Then again, I think Wyvern is your first target. You need to get him. Him or Venge.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Still less than a 1k in it. It's just dispersed a little more evenly on Enigma, whereas with in terms of top heaviness, it's very much Fighting Pandas that have that edge. Both Bryle and Envy with excellent farm. And that for me is the scare. The fact that Envy, he's not really had to get involved. So, you know, we're seeing already Enigma he's sort of struggling with the way that these fights are going down. You're going to have to face the PL soon. As Envy's going to be more than ready to turn up, get involved. The question is if they have the means to deal with it. Down bottom, Mind Control is not getting away from this one. Envy will join in to get involved.
We were wondering if they're gonna have damage to take this base down. They're definitely finding it.
They're doing, you know, taking them out pretty easily right now with the lead they have.
Miracle. at this point, you have to be wondering something's going wrong.
It's going to be another kill. Weehaw in the neighborhood after losing mind control around there. Weehaw decided it was a good place to be. Spoiler, it wasn't.
Look, when snaking is going ham like this, just running after Vengeful and Clinkz all alone, with no support from his teammates, you know that something's going terribly wrong for Nigma.
Dire's structures are fortified.
And he's online.
I mean, you're level 19, Manta, Defusal, 2,400 gold to go. It's all looking very, very good for both Braille and Envy this game. They have had a brilliant start right now, and at 25 minutes in, both of these cores, it's very, very hard for Nigma to deal with them. They've struggled to deal with Braille alone. Now they've got to try and deal with both. I don't know where it's going to come from.
I just think that the cores on Fighting Pandas complement each other a little bit better than on Nigma. Very much like in that game 1. You have these two heroes that kind of do the same thing at the same time, even on the side of Nigma. While on the Fighting Pandas, you have this one guy, this Braille, that just jumps in, creates enough space for the PL to follow up, or come in the game later on when he's farmed enough.
Dire are scanning.
They've just got to get that Hex done on Miracle.
Yep.
That's
a game changer,
before that
guys.
Hex is there, I don't think Fighting Pandas care about Miracle at all.
I don't even think, like, the thing is that Hex, if it comes soon enough, it's a game changer. But slowly we're getting to a point in the game in which it might not be enough. You might even need the Silver Edge Hex for the Abaddon, right?
Yeah, well, exactly, that's the thing.
Something
Even with
like
the
that.
Hex, there's still ways for Moon and Snaking to help their cause.
Exactly.
You see the commitment here to look for Moon. Moon does get the Chain Force down in time, and Brawl straight in on the back lines. Drax and GH. GH is dead, turns towards Kuro. Kuro's silent, double kill for Braille. The Storm show continues as Weehaw. What's he trying to do here? He's popped the BKB, but he's got to run. He went up to the high ground. He's got a BKB and blink out of there. That's not a fight that he can head into.
Underlord is there as well, but he's completely useless as the PL just sent his illusions on him and just took all his mana. If you have no mana as an Underlord, you can't really contribute to these team fights.
Yeah, it's like, sure, you can still right-click, but you're not going to get
it, boy.
You're not going to get the chance to right-click these heroes. With Envy doppelgangering all over the place and Brawl zip-zapping about, you're never getting a right-click in. Zip in, Braille knows he can play so aggressive here as he goes in onto GH. Miracle's trying to turn the burning armies out. Braille is getting a little low this time. Can he stay alive? He pops the Bloodstone heal. They've got the curse locking him down in place, but they've already lost two as Envy is just picking off the backliners. Braille will survive. Miracle's TP is cancelled out by Aoi's Ice Bar as Nigma will lose three. Triple kill for Envy. As Nigma,
this is a beatdown.
They really, really are losing it right now. Moon does fall, but he's actually able to deny himself to a neutral creep, so Nigma cannot get anything in response. 4 heroes dead. Braille, godlike on the Storm. Nigma, they are getting absolutely beaten apart here in this game 3. It's sure the numbers in terms of gold don't look that crazy, but it's just the fact that it's slowly growing. And how did Nigma turn it?
It's the way these heroes work, and it's the farming potential from these heroes. It's not like Clinkz is suddenly going to get 2 more items. He needs it from team fights, and these team fights, honestly, I don't see the way they win them anymore. The Underlord is just a non-factor. We talked and hyped this Underlord so much, but he has been able to contribute in no way to his team.
No, it feels, I mean, not him, even, you know, Miracle's Clinkz. It's the hero, it looks pretty underwhelming. He sort of stands there, summons the army, but I think they forgot to bring their weapons. They don't do any damage at all. That's now Braille. Again, any opportunity he sees across the map. You know, we're struggling to keep up with him. He's making moves so fast. Mind Control says, it's all right, Kuro, I'll take him. Yeah, I'll take you home. And he will be able to do so this time. Problem is, Kuro and GH weren't quite able to jump in the cap, so they've got to hide in the bushes.
Yeah, but you just used a big cooldown to rescue your position 5. Not great. There's the Basher completed on the PL2.
They're just getting so out of control, these cores. Brawl and Envy.
And they do have ways of dealing with the PL, but they're not farmed enough for that. No. Underlord is not farmed enough for that.
And Miracle
gets a kill.
Yay, I got the support. It's something, but it's not a lot.
Yeah, this is a point in the game in which they forget to put down sentries for the Clinkz. They don't really care much about them anymore.
Here we go. A 5-man attempt here onto Snaking. Did you get the swap back? Ice Path's going to be down. Stakey gets another shield out. He's going to be able to run away. Now Kuro's turned upon Envy's in with a basher. Kuro falling low. Brawl in with a big zip. Goes straight towards DH. Make sure there's no curse this fight. We have popped the BKB. He's having to TP out. Envy tries for the bash, but with the BKB out and TP, he does manage to escape here. But the rest of Nigma, they cannot get away from the chase and control and gap close of Fighting Pandas. Another easy fight. Bryle just continuing to rack up these Bloodstone charges. Nigma can get nothing going their way.
Nigma, they tried all the proper moves, now they're trying the wrong ones. They're trying to go on the Abaddon, they're trying to kill him off first. You obviously don't have the power to do that. And he also had his ultimate that whole time. It just gave Bryle the necessary vision to jump on top of that Winter Wyvern, to silence him, kill him off first, and after that, it's an easy team fight for them.
I mean, they're pushing high ground. Weehaw is going for the AFK play here. So he's going to show himself, just go the Refraction blink out. Bottom lane, there's a big zip from Bryle. Bryle's actually looking to make the play as he catches Miracle.
He's dead.
Miracle was trying to go for split push, but he was split pushing on about 10% HP. He's just dead and gone. He's got a buyback. He's dead for a full minute here. Sneyking is going to happily take the range racks. We'll see how much respect Fighting Pandas give them. It looks like it will be a bit. They'll back off.
It's the next level play. He forced the Storm to go and kill him. That's it. So they go back.
Got him.
Got him.
But Bryle, I mean, I'm starting to lose count of the Bloodstone charges right now. But with every 29 Bloodstone charges. I don't know what the maths is, but with the magic damage amplification, it's starting to get off the charts right now with those Bloodstone charges building up. This Storm, I mean, if you haven't realized it already, he hurts.
I love the Lotus Orb as well on him. It's really good. And Envy, he's just a problem as well now. He has his Abyssal to work with, Titan Sliver.
There we go, Bryle. Again,
Every
straight
single
in.
time.
Look for GH. Will be kept safe this time at the swap with the Crimson Guard Glimmer Cake. GH does back away. Jane Frost is thrown out. They'll get the root down onto the two of them. But there's just not the follow-up. They don't have the cores yet to fight with Miracle still dead, only just respawning.
Yeah, GH tried to blink in there, tried to counterattack, maybe catch a good Winter's Curse, but was unable to do so. Also, I'm wondering why they did prepare earlier with the swaps on the Winter Wyvern. We saw it's very effective in that single team fight over there, but now it's way too late. They do have multiple saves on their side, but they haven't really been able to rescue the Wyvern at all before. You have to know that he's jumping the Wyvern every single time.
And we are no chance at all for him right here. Or maybe if they don't have detection, and it looks like they don't. So actually, every chance there. No one brought Dust to the fight this time as Mind Control takes them out. Wasn't able to bring GH back safely, though. GH does get left for dead.
Miracle. He's not even in his base right now. They are just going straight at the Raxes. There's no Wyvern, no Winter's Curse.
The Hex it's finally out from Miracle, but is it just a little too little, a little too late?
A little.
As their racks are falling. And there doesn't seem to be that much they can do about it. They're trying to do Hex up Envy. Can they kill him off though? BKB pop from We Are trying to commit, but the shield's down. Envy's healing up already. Miracle is dead. He has no buyback on the Clinks. As, you know, there's just no hope for the carry Clinks, it seems, this game at least, as it's had very little impact. As he just gets run over every single fight. This mid-Rax is gone. Fighting Pandas, 14k up. Bryle diving tier 4s. Not a scare in the world. As he knows there is nothing that can stop him, apart from a curse, maybe, into his own team hitting him. And Bryle,
will he die?
the heal from the mech, and Bryle's fine. He's out. Weehar's out. Also of mana. The pitch dropped down, but Envy throws forward another Spirit Lance. Weehar's gone for 98. They've got to be considering calling it pretty soon, as this is getting so messy for Nigma. Fighting Pandas, they have just destroyed them here in this game 3. They got far more, you know, than just revenge after that game 2.
Disconnected. GG.
It really is. This game 3 performance and game 1. I mean, Fighting Pandas, they've done it. The series, it is theirs 2 times.